Hello and welcome to part 2 of our Calgary Metalfest special. I'm your host, Mark. I'm joined by my good friend,
Simon.
Yeah, I had to think about that for a minute.
How could you forget about me? What the hell?
You forgot about you, I think. We've been having a hell of a good time here at this Metalfest. Apparently too good of a time. But on Thursday night, the second night of the Metalfest, you had a chance to speak with who?
Frightenstein.
So let's cut to that interview right now, shall we?
Anybody who's never seen Frightenstein before has to come see this experience. Explain it a little bit for the people who've never seen Frightenstein before.
Lots of blood, lots of guts, toxic waste arm wrestling, and a little bit of rock and roll.
So I've also noticed that you guys incorporate a stage actor in your show. Could you explain how that came about?
We needed to do some serious arm wrestling one night, and so we just found a guy and said, hey, you want to do some arm wrestling? And it turns out he was covered in toxic sludge and was more of a hassle than anything else, so we have to kick his ass every night. And by the way, there's our toxic sludge guy right over there.
Explain a little bit about your sound.
We bring a lot of influence from, dare I say, the Misfits, but the two ones flanking me are a lot of like metal influence, so they bring the metal side to it, and I just try to keep up in my old age with them. And by the way, I just want to say that this is the lovely Necro Trioxin, and to my left, this is Wolfenstein 3D, and I am your great uncle Haunted Corpse, and no, you're not getting a Christmas present from me this year.
This next song is called Axe-Rig.
When was Frightenstein actually formed?
It would be 8 years from now. He once started a horror band, so he asked me to try and learn bass, and it was just Misfit covers. And eventually from there we started writing our own songs.
Could you tell us the latest addition to your band?
I was not in the band. I joined the band, 5-6 months ago,
Yeah.
roughly, and I was given the opportunity to try out and eventually join the band, and here we are 6 months later. Holy shit.
Here we are.
Ugh.
And when he says try out, he really means that we took him out to the country, tied him to a tree, and beat him until he said yes.
Is there anything currently in the works for Frightenstein?
Yes, we have an album, and it is coming out soon, and it is called Curse of the Devil.
How are you planning to distribute your music?
Forcefully down the throats of anybody that is willing.
Or not.
Violently. Just any which way we can reach the people. And hopefully live. Hopefully we'll be coming to a town near you, so you better be ready. Yeah.
So is there anything you'd like to add for your fans?
We are going to eat you. No, but if you like good entertainment, come on out, come check us out. We're always playing. Look us up.
Hey, this is Paul from Black Iron. You're watching Extreme Metal Television.
Oh, we're having one hell of a time here at Calgary Metalfest. We spoke to an incredible band out of Edmonton called The Order of Chaos. I believe they just got back from a tour, didn't they?
Yes, they most definitely did.
I think they were on a European tour. We got a chance to speak with those guys, so let's cut to that interview right now.
What goes behind all that energy and sort of a stage performance to a certain extent?
Playing the songs a million times. And
Well, I think the last couple of years we've really been finding ourselves, especially with these European tours. You go there and you play every night, and you play with these amazing professional bands, and you take every night. You learn and learn and learn, and it's every night you watch and you learn more, and then the next day you're doing something more and different. It's really cool. So we've learned how to we need to be way more all over the place, crazy, And even just watching, my big influence for that is Jim Morrison. I just want to I think Jimmy when I'm on the stage, you know? Gotta jump around. We don't want to be pylons, you know?
So what was the big difference between touring in, say, Canada and North America as opposed to touring in Europe?
Distance is one thing. It's not, 7-8 hours to the next gig. It's like 2 or, an hour or something like that.
Why did you even ask that question? Do you want me to okay, because I'm madly in love with Europe and I'm kind of on a tour mode right now and I'm kind of sad to be home. Not that I don't enjoy everyone here and I love it
I
here.
will say the crowds in North America are amazing, for sure. It's not quite as dense of a population here, so it's much kind of more, it makes more sense to tour in a place where there's so many more people, there's millions more people, and every gig, people come out of the woodwork, and
in
there's a huge
Europe
community
they
over there,
buy
for sure.
your merch and they make you sign it and they make you take pictures.
You released an EP, Sex Witch.
Yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit about what went into the recording process for that?
We work at a studio in Edmonton called Beta Sound Studios, and we have a producer there. The concept of the song Sex Witch was thought up by Simon. Just
Well, it means different for everybody. Simon writes these crazy songs sometimes, and when he tells me, oh, this is what it means to me, well, when I sing it, sometimes it means something different to me. So it's not exactly that we're all singing a song about one thing. It means, well, that's the beauty of music. It means so many things to everybody, so many different ways. So
it's
he
about
wrote it all by
Witch, for
himself,
sure.
but it's about us. But he makes it about women and we're all sex witches and we're evil. But the way I want to portray it for the crowd is that every one of you little sexy little girls has a sex witch in them, and I want to be the one to bring it out in them. Not saying slut, I mean put your foot down, you're a woman, and fucking conquer, You're not conceited, just love yourself.
Okay, one of our co-hosts, James, also played the Calgary Metalfest and his band Miss Anthropy. And oh, look who's here with us.
The infamous
who's very
James.
slowly making his way into the shot.
AKA Dr. Gore.
So Miss Anthropy played. You guys have 2 new albums. Why don't you tell us about them?
Well, we just released 2 new EPs today. You can, we're going to set up a PayPal account if you wanted to get a hold of them, but they are Part 5, A New Beginning, and Camp Arawak. For legal reasons, they are not concept albums. They are inspired by the movies Sleepaway Camp and Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning.
I heard they were produced by a really awesome person too.
Yes, they were produced by this fine young gentleman right here. And then we also had some collaborative vocals by this fine young gentleman right here on our song, The Walkin'.
So we got some live footage of The Walk-In. Why don't we cut to that right now?
Oh, fucking A. Here we go. This is Miss Anthropy with The Walk-In on Extreme Metal Television.
That's going to do it for part 2 of our Calgary Metalfest special. We had one hell of a time. 81 bands, I believe, played in 4 days.
Yeah.
It was incredible, and we've got to see an awful lot of it. And the headliners headlining the whole festival are a band that we've had on the show before, and they're always good fun.
Yep. But before we kick off to them, I'd like to thank Nate Reno for throwing this Calgary Metalfest, and I'm hoping that next year he'll do it even bigger, even badder.
So yeah, once again, big thanks to Nate. So let's hear from our good friends in Skeletonwitch. Oh, how does Serpents Unleashed differ from Forever Abomination, sound-wise, do you think?
Sound-wise, I think that this time it's probably the closest recording we've got to like capturing the energy of a live show. You know, we've heard that before. Like listening to your records and seeing you guys live is like two pretty different experiences. Like a lot more energy and a lot more just in your face live than they're like, holy shit, I didn't expect that when I listened to the record. Yeah. And I think Kurt sort of channeled that a little bit better, or got that across more, where it has more teeth. It's a little more raw and in your face, I guess.
The kind of writing had been on the wall to record with him for like a long time or whatever. We like the way his records sound. So we decided to go there and record with him, and we're really happy with the product. It's kind of like it's already done, and it's old news for us, but I can't wait to let people hear it.
When is it going to be available?
Sometime in the fall. Probably October, but we don't have a street date yet. Yeah.
So what was this recording experience like? New producer?
I mean, it was good. I mean, we come into the studio really prepared. We know what we're going to do. We know how everything's going to go. And, maybe there's subtle changes to a part or some tones or whatever, but we sort of know what's going to happen, and as long as the producer's not an asshole, which Kurt was awesome, it usually goes pretty smooth. There's not a lot to really iron out.
We have a lot of gearheads that watch the show, so what kind of gear did you use?
Oh man, we used well, it was like Evan can speak out the bass, but as far as the guitar tones, we did a blend of 3 different amps. We used I forget what model the Marshall was. It wasn't our JCM 2000, but it was
a JMP.
Yeah, that's right. It was a Marshall JMP, a Black Star Series 150 watt head, and then we used a PV Bandit.
Really?
A little bit of one, bit in there. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what we used for the leads and the rhythm guitars.
A Bandit.
Yeah. What bass-wise, what did you use?
Oh, I just used. You're doing the other one? I just used the SVT Classic that I always use. Yeah.
I'm still trying to get over the Bandit. I had one of those when I was a kid.
Oh,
yeah. It was a big joke. Yeah, it was a big joke in there, but then it actually sounded good.
He was like, "I'm gonna hook it up anyway," and then when we listened to it, we were like, "That sounds pretty good." And he was like, "That's a lot of the Bandit right there." And we're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
How do you guys keep challenging yourselves musically?
That's a good question. I mean, well, I think a big focus of the band is songwriting and the songs themselves.
It's not speed or like super fast scales or something like that. I think the challenge is like Scott said. It comes with the composition of the songs.
Yeah, I mean, trying
and
to write something memorable.
Yeah, I think that's more challenging than being able to sweep pick.
Yeah, we don't, for us, music isn't like a fucking sport. Like, how fast can you fucking play? Like, dude, I can bench press more than you. Like, who gives a fuck? Go to a guitar center, and there'll be some 13-year-old kid working there that'll be working there till he's fucking 1,300 years old, who can sweep so fucking fast and do all this stuff that a robot could do. It's impressive on one level, but at the same time, like, write a fucking song. Yeah. And so I think challenging ourselves is not so much like we need to be faster, we need to be more brutal, we need to do something technically or physically we can't do. It's how you're going to write something memorable. I mean, all the classic songs, like every other fucking day a local band covers like a Slayer song or an old Metallica song. Yeah. And are those that hard to play? No, there's like 10-year-old kids that learn that shit. You can watch them on YouTube. But why are people still playing it? Because it's fucking good. And that's the challenge. Yeah. I'm not saying we're writing, I mean, I'm not saying we wrote Rain and Blood, I'm not saying we're on that level, but that's striving to get to that level is the challenge, not striving to fucking rank off as fast as you can.
I read that you guys played 63 shows in 65 days.
That is true.
How do you keep yourself energized on a long trek like that? How do you keep going?
I mean, it sounds kind of generic, but the first thing is you gotta love what you do. If you're not enjoying what you're doing and you put yourself in a situation where you're playing 63 shows in 65 days, you're gonna break up, or you're gonna kill each other, or kill yourself, or be miserable. So the first thing is we fucking love playing shows. We love to tour, so it's fun. Yeah. That's the easiest answer, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think you can play that many shows if playing live isn't your bread and butter, and it's definitely ours. Yeah. So. It's something we enjoy. I definitely like going and playing a shitty bar better than trying to make something exact in the studio.
We sort of thrive in the live scenario.
Yeah,
we like touring. We have fun.
Yeah, that's the fun part for us. I think is being on stage in a teeny little bar.